The essence of skateboarding is the roll. If you get on a skateboard and you roll, you're skateboarding.
Well, I started skating when I was 5, just skating around like maybe 3 times a month. For the past 2 years, been skating consistently every day.
Man, this stuff will build character in a person beyond skateboarding, because there's a lot of failure in skateboarding.
The reason why we fall is so we can get up again. And if you're going to skateboard, you're going to fall. And if you can remember that once I fall, to get back up, you're a success.
Sometimes you take a hit and you may get up and try it again and then land it, and you just got to persevere through it. So it teaches you perseverance, whether it's landing a trick, but also whether it's like getting through college or getting through whatever in life.
Because if you allow fear to control you, you'll never accomplish anything in life. Skateboarding really is a culture. It's nothing like football, nothing like baseball, nothing like basketball, because for those sports to happen, you essentially have a team. For this to happen, all you need is you and this.
They play football. They play baseball. People don't play skate. You go skate.
When I got involved with skateboarding, it was like, people in my neighborhood, man, what you riding that skateboard for? Boy, you ain't white. And I'm like, what does that got to do with it? I kept doing what I was doing because I enjoyed doing it, not because somebody basically wrote on a piece of paper, this is what you ought to do because of your skin color. I didn't care about that.
People who don't really know much about the culture, they look at me and they go, why are you doing that white boy sport, right? Or, you know, why are you trying to be a white boy? And it's like, nah, like, you got it all wrong. Like, it's not even like that. Like, everybody can skate.
That's wild.
Can I try it?
On the inside, none of that, right? We got brothers, sisters. You see, we got Katie up here roller skating. We all good, we're all family, you know what I mean? There's no color in it.
Skateboarding is about self-expression. My mom, she loved me, but my mama didn't understand. I was on the track team, I was on the swim team, I played softball, organized sports in school, and then I stopped all that to pick up a skateboard. It's like, you ruining your life. But she didn't understand, this didn't ruin my life, this helped me. I'm not saying you're settling if you want to play football, basketball, or any other sport, but what I'm saying is don't let the stereotype of people saying, well, most black people don't do that. Black people do what black people want to do based on what they desire to do.
When we first moved to Houston from Massachusetts, I guess I was about maybe 10, 11 years old. And my father, trying to get us comfortable, took us out shopping. And we was walking down the toy aisle. And I picked up a big old Dodge van with the roof cut out to put my Evel Knievel in. And as we were heading toward the front to pay for everything, saw a skateboard rack. Went over there and grabbed that plastic Makaha board. And that was in 76, 77. And put the van down, and the rest is history. You know, back then it probably wasn't an art form for me yet, but I was interested in this activity. And whoever was a part of that, I was interested in.
My son, when he was in elementary, he had friends and they got a hold, a wind of what was going on at our house. And when they got into junior high, they found out, man, Lawrence and them got a ramp in their backyard. I'm in what we call the hood, and this guy got a big old ramp in the backyard. Screwing and hammering and cutting in my backyard. I had one neighbor behind me, they was like, do you know something we don't know? I was like, what's going on, Ms. Williams? She say, boy, you look like you building the ark back there. What we have now, what we didn't have when I skated, we have mothers, fathers, and kids all skating at the skate park. That did not exist when I skated at all.
You've got kids that are in these apartments that before really didn't have a place to go. We said, what would you like to see? What can we do for you? And they all said, we want a skate park. And now they come over here to the skate park. It's completely free of charge. and it's a great place for them to congregate and just practice their skateboarding. We decided that if we're going to do a skate park, we want to do one that's going to put Houston on the map. We have over 78,000 square feet of skatable surface. In addition to that, we've got not only street skating, we have vert skating. We've got the snake run, the bowls. We have skaters of younger kids, gentlemen that are in their 40s, girls, young girls, and so it appeals to all different people that just enjoy the sport.
The start of me skateboarding wasn't in nothing like this. It was just in the front yard, in the driveway, and in the street in the front yard, flat ground.
You know, over the years, a lot of cities have put in public skate parks, which has been great for the community. It's a place that has all different size stuff. They're usually cement though. So to have a vert ramp in your city, something like this that isn't cement, is very rare now. I grew up skating on the streets and pushing around. The first ramp I saw was in an older kid's backyard. It was about 4 feet tall, and I just got drawn to it. So you start, like, you know, maybe getting on the skateboard, pushing around, but now with the public parks, it's so accessible that people learn to skate, you know, things like this that have transitions and have rails and have stairs. So it's definitely a progression. Then you start skating bigger and bigger stuff, and sometimes you get hooked on skating stuff that's this big. I know people who are 15 or 20 years older than me that are still skating ramps of this size and skating downtown. It's sort of like the fountain of youth. I think you go out, you know, a couple days a week, roll around. If you really love it, it just comes natural, and I think it just keeps you young to stay out and be active.
You don't have to ask a skater, do you want to go skate? No, I'm gonna go skate. It's like, I don't have to be asked, do I need to breathe? I gotta breathe. So if you skate, you gotta skate.
You gotta have respect for the OGs. Derek, when I was like 12, 13, coming up, just getting into skateboarding, he taught me how to do tricks proper. And he taught me how to like do things with style. And he didn't have to, you know, he was an older guy, and he would like set aside time with me and my friends and be like, hey, like y'all are doing these tricks, and y'all are landing them, but y'all aren't doing them proper. Like this is how you do it with style, you know? And so that was a big thing with me and Derek when we were coming up. And he's always been encouraging in all the contests, always been in my corner.
I spread the love and the joy, and in the skate world, we call that spread the stoke. I want to show another kid how stoked skateboarding is.
The attitude or culture of skateboarding is like, you do what you want. I may do the same trick as one of my homies, but we may do it completely different ways, right? And he can't tell me that the way I did it isn't cool, and I can't tell him the way he did it isn't cool, because we've got our own style.
A freelance artist don't care about the border on the canvas. If I want to take that line and flip it off the side, that's what I want to do. I'm freelance. You can't put me in a box. That's what skating is. You can't put us in a box.
So within skateboarding, you get this like stigma that most people, you know, they're just junkies who do drugs and they go skate or whatever. But within skateboarding, there are actually a lot of like successful people within this community. I skate with scientists, engineers, mathematicians. Nah, that's the one.
That's the one?
I'm able to use these connections that I've made through skateboarding in order to aid things like my nonprofit or my schooling, or get more connections for internships. And so those are some of the things that I'm able to bounce off of skateboarding that help me, you know, in the real world. You know, I don't have this like end goal, like I gotta be a pro skateboarder. It's like, nah, like I gotta have fun with it every day. I'm out in the streets filming at a new skate spot we found, or at a new pool we found, or a new ditch we found, and going out and like on a mission and getting clips. That's like a whole nother different realm of skateboarding. I just want to keep skating and getting better.
When it comes to the lifestyle of skateboarding, I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think there's going to be people like me and Derek that have ramps in our yards or bowls in our yards. The street skaters that all they need is a spot with cement and a handrail. They'll keep it alive.
My dad used to skate a long time ago, and I love to skate, so now I'm just like skating. It's my favorite thing to do in life.
The essence of skateboarding is the roll.